I'm trying to accomplish. Work on those relationships hard before you even get to needing the loan. It's critically important that we make a sales call on a banker, just like we make a sales call on a customer that we're supplying a good and service to. It's tough, but you got to be able to do that. But you're going to need that. You're going to need that relationship. You know, I always say that there are 3 people that I keep on my cabinet, on my board. And a board is critically important to you too, because these are just advisors. These are people in the community that you trust, that will tell you the truth, and that will have some understanding of what it is you're trying to do, and will guide and counsel you in those endeavors. So create your board. Put the sharpest people that you know. Say, hey, John, I want you to serve on my board. He'd be honored to do that. He'll be honored that you ask, and he'd be honored to serve. So ask people to do that. I get a lot of invitations to come to ribbon cuttings and to share at this celebratory moment of someone going into business. But I get very few invitations to serve as a cabinet member to the CEO or a board member of the organization. We very seldom do that, and we miss out on a lot of talent and wealth and knowledge because we didn't ask for it. So, you know, and I suggest to you that put 3 people on it at a minimum. Put your pastor on it. You've heard me say this before. Put your pastor on it. Because I'm going to tell you, the days are going to be long and hard and dark, and you're going to be there by yourself in the late hours of the night, and you're going to be working under stress and discomfort. You're going to be trying to make something out of nothing, it seems. And so you need the pastor who can tell you what Scripture says about your endeavors and tell you where your help comes from. It's critically important that someone tells you that, because you're going to need help. And, you know, there are wonderful quotes in the Bible. You know, one of them that I like was, when you've done everything else, you just stand. You just stand there. You don't move. You stand right there. You know, you looking out the window, they taking your car, they repossessing your trucks, you stand right there. Because you know that in the end, you're going to be successful. Now, I don't know what you're going to go through to get there, but if you have a commitment to it and you follow tried and proven techniques, you'll be successful. So get you a pastor that tells you, look to the hills from where your help comes from. It's going to be important. Another person that I want you to put on your advisory board is a CPA. Critically important. You can't afford him to hire him, but he will serve with you on your advisory board, and he will give you the benefit of his knowledge. Seek out a CPA. Seek out a person that understands accounting and taxes. Critically important. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you get to keep. So, taxation is a critical part of your business plan. Understand that. Understand when you buy a new piece of equipment and why. Understand when the business is able to buy the equipment and not you. The CPA will help you with that. It's critically important that you have him on your advisory board. And then unfortunately, the third person that you have to have advice from is the legal community, the lawyers. There are plenty of lawyers out here, African American lawyers that got tremendous knowledge. Seek one out. Ask them to serve, to help, to guide, to give advice and counsel. Because you're going to need that. As you grow and your business becomes more and more successful, then more and more challenges and more lawsuits and more issues will arise. Employment issues, employee issues, workers' comp issues. All of these things will arise. And you need that help. Hold on a second. Are you on the air?
Mr. Garrett, we certainly do appreciate the knowledge that you're imparting to the community.
Well, hello, my brother. How are you, Leroy Walker?
I just wanted to say thank you very much for your wisdom. There are many things and challenges that startup businesses do face, and the difficulties that we do face in the community are those that we really need to have a discussion about in depth. We need to do a deeper dive on. So I certainly appreciate your conversation of telling them where you had come from and where you had gone, and how you were able to ascend to the heights that you are today.
Well, I thank you, Leroy. I remember that, I borrowed some money from MNCAP, $95,000, and you and I were in a chamber meeting, and you were the chairman of the board of MNCAP, and I looked over there at you, and I said, Leroy, when are you going to leave the chamber meeting and go make the motion to loan me $95,000? And
that's something that's very, very important. Those of us who are able to come on board or be eligible for board, we can't sit silently when there's an opportunity, when you feel that someone is going to be able to move their business forward. So I saw it as that kind of venture. I was chairman of the chamber at that time myself, and I knew that you had the propensity to be able to move your business to the next level, but sometimes you need that jump start. You need some support, and it's very, very difficult. But I was glad to be an individual that could stand in the gap at that moment.
And I sure appreciate it this day. I understand that you had a successful event with the 100 Black Men.
The scholarship banquet was this past Saturday night. We had 13 young men who were dressed in tuxedos who put on the program at the convention center. We had 800 individuals to attend and participate in terms of purchasing tickets and sponsorships, which was really one of the largest scholarship banquets that we had. The kids did an outstanding job. They were superb. I was very, very pleased with the attendance from the parents. I'm talking about mothers and fathers came to see their sons, and we gave scholarships to each of the predominantly black colleges and universities in the state of Mississippi, as well as the Hines Community College. So we were very, very pleased to do that, and we had an outstanding performance on the part of our students. So we got a lot to be thankful for in our community, and I think that we need to rise up to the occasion of moving our community forward collectively as African Americans.
Well, Leroy, I know young men are bright and talented, but I know they're not able to assume that position to speak to a large audience. That's got to be a frightening experience. How much time and effort and do you put into getting those kids ready?
Well, it depends on the individual and the relationship that that particular student or that kid has with his mentor. And obviously we're in 9 schools, and we would love to be in 58 schools if at all possible. But as you said, in terms of the quotes that are in the Bible, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. We're going to have to get more laborers to help us to do what we need to do. We started our program in August in terms of working with them when school started back, and we were ready in October for them to perform. I think it took at least 6 good weeks of concentration, dedication, devotion, learning their script, and moving forward. One of the things that we intentionally did was ask the students that when they come to participate with us, they had to memorize their speech. They had to have the correct diction. They had to be work ready because every meeting we had, we did our job of listening to them and changing the dynamics of their speech and began to get them to see that everybody can't stand up in front of 800 people and speak. So you're going to have to develop a different kind of mindset, and hopefully that will jumpstart that particular student, that particular individual into the next level, where they'll be saying to themselves, gee whiz, if I can do this, then I can probably do something else. So I'm saying we have got to lend a hand to those who are considered the least of these and begin to share our wealth, share our knowledge, and train for leadership. And that's exactly what the 100 Black Men of Jackson is about, training for leadership.
What are the age brackets of your students?
From the 3rd grade through high school.
3rd grade.
And we follow them from high school. We would give them scholarships to go to a college of their choice. And we will support them, and we respectfully ask them, when you go off to college, we would like for you to come back and talk to the young men who we're mentoring now so that they can get some feel, some sense, some kind of character relative to what they can become and what they can do. We have taken these students to New Orleans, to the national meeting. The 100 Black Men has been able to take them to Las Vegas. We have taken them to Hollywood, Florida. We have taken them to New York. We have taken them to Dallas, Texas. And I'm saying if we do things like that so that they can get another perspective of what it's like. See, a lot of our kids see African Americans in their community, but they got to realize when they get on the bus or when they get on the airplane and leave Jackson, the demographics is going to look totally different, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, you're absolutely right there, and you can't be what you have not envisioned. It's just impossible. So exposure is tremendously important, and so that's what you give those kids. Tell us a little bit about your leadership there. I got a call from Mayor Harvey Johnson, who asked me to eliminate a water issue that you had on your campus. So I know Harvey Johnson is in the leadership cabinet, and I'm pretty sure you have some other folk there. John Hardy, I believe, works there now.
Yeah, John Hardy is the executive director, and our former mayor, Harvey Johnson, is the president of the organization now. We're very proud that Harvey took on this massive responsibility. If there's anybody in this city, whether you like him or not, there's no one that knows governance no better than Harvey Johnson. So we needed to make sure that our governance was in place, and we are beginning now to write more grants and get more in sync with how we can deliver to the community the kind of talent and wisdom and impart with them the mission of the 100 Black Men of Jackson. We're looking for members. We're looking for young brothers to come, not to build their resume, but to come to work. And once you come to work and you begin to sit beside those who are leaders, then you'll be able to address that avenue that you were talking about, which is dealing with those bankers, dealing with that economic development team, dealing with the Entergy Mississippi folks, dealing with all of those individuals who are purportedly the leaders economically in this community. And that's one of the things that we have got to do a better job of. And we're not doing it now as we should. We're doing it in spurts. But there's an economic development component of which I personally feel we're going to have to embrace even more so than what we have in the past. Well, Harvey Johnson, Ricky Jones is the vice president. You got Harold Hart, which is a younger brother who is coming up as the secretary. You got lawyers, you got doctors, you have representatives, part of the 100 Black Men. We got 2 councilmen that came in just recently, and I'm very proud to see the array of men that are coming together now. Now we're all going to be working towards singing from the same sheet of music, embracing that which is the deficiencies in our community, and do your level best to step up when you can to make a difference.
Well, we appreciate you, Leroy, and I'd love to have you join us sometime and share with the listening audience some of your business experiences. You know, having been one of the largest business people in terms of the revenue that your businesses were generating and the number of stores that you were operating, you have experiences that most of us have not shared. So I'd love for you to share some of those things and some of those stories and give some guidance and encouragement to those that wish to be successful.
Well, I'll be more than happy to sit and visit with any group. I used to do it a lot at Jackson State University at the business school, where we talked about, well, Mr. Walker, how did you get started in business? How did you come up with the financing? What do you have to do to make it work? You know, an owner of a business got to wake up early and go to bed late. Owner has to be the first one to turn the light on, Mr. Garrett, and the last one to turn the light off.
Absolutely.
Owner got to sleep light and walk tall in this community, because it's very, very difficult to purport to be a business owner and just superficially. You're going to have to really understand and undertake the kinds of dynamics that you need to put things in place. And you're absolutely right. You got to have a CPA. Unfortunately, you got to have a lawyer with you. You know, you got to have all those things, but you got to have a business plan. And you got to be able to make sure that that business plan will work in that community. And you got to talk to individuals about, how do I get to that point? What do I have to do? You know, that kind of thing. And then once you achieve that target, don't spend all the money you got buying things you don't need to impress those folks around you that you don't really like. So you're going to have to work on all of those components. So I'd be happy, Mr. Garrett, to come and talk to you about the ethics of the business community and what has to occur and what a person needs to do to get their arms around making their business more profitable.
Well, we certainly appreciate you, and we look forward to you visiting with us.
All right. Thank you again for your time, and God bless you, and God bless all of what you're doing, and continue imparting that wisdom to our community. Eventually, it will stick with some, not all, but it will stick with some. So don't think that your work is in vain, Mr. Garrett.
Thank you very much. I needed that.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later. That's Leroy Walker. Leroy has achieved heights that most of us are unable to achieve, but he is an individual that is down to earth, remains accessible, and give him a call. Hold on a minute. Caller, you're on the air.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett. I enjoyed the show tonight, and I also want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. This information is needed in the community.
Well, thank you.
I want to get your position on something that's going on right now. I'm an investor, and the president, Trump, is trying to get a tax cut through Congress. I'm interested in that, and I hope it happens because, as I understand it, companies get a tax break, then they pass those savings, some of those savings down to their investors. So in other words, stock prices go up, and if they go up, of course, that's where, investors make money. It's difficult to get a conversation in our community about that, because you have to be involved and you have to be involved in business to appreciate tax cuts. So I'm glad to hear you talking about business tonight, but let me just get your position on how do you feel tax cut would, or if a tax cut would benefit the community and also the business community as a whole.
Yeah, thank you, caller, for the question and the statements as well. Every day I go to work, I carry a silent partner with me that takes 35 to 40% of everything that I earn, and they never show up on the job, and they never help out in any way. They just there every week, every month to take 35% of what I made. Those of us in business need tax cuts. We need to be able to keep more money so that we can hire more people, we can invest in our community, and we can support the social agendas and programs in our community. And so it's critically important. Now, you know, we have two competing philosophies in the African American community, and it tends to be negative toward business people in the capitalistic society in which we live. But this is America. That's how we operate. We try to generate businesses, invest in people, take chances and risks, and so any tax cut that we can get is welcome. Now, all of the social programs that require funding and need dollars to do that, and education needs dollars, and everybody needs dollars. But no one needs it more than the guy that's putting it all on the line every day. So, caller, we need a tax cut. I support that. We need more affordable health care. I support that. We need to be able to earn and reinvest in our community. And those of us that are not willing to take that risk, but are willing to get a good job and feed their families, they too pay too much taxes. There's too much taxes associated with employee taxes. So we got a lot of things that are out of balance, and we can't fund them all. And yes, we need to streamline government, and we need to reduce taxes. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and let me say, they say the corporate tax, they're trying to bring it down from 35%, I think, to around 20%.
Wow.
And I just, as an investor, I think that would be billions and billions of dollars in savings, and the individual person say, well, they save billions of dollars, but that translates into thousands of dollars for, a person like myself.
Right.
So I also hope that the tax cut goes through, and I appreciate your position on it. I'll hang up and continue to listen to it.
Well, thank you for your call. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, am I on SocratesSpeaks?
Yes, you are.
Stephanie. Hey, Socrates, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You have a really good discussion tonight about, your father's history and your credibility in the community. But what about, you're talking to young business people, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
What about people in transition? Middle-aged people who have an idea for a business and just trying to figure out how to pitch that idea, and sometimes you feel like if I pitch this idea, they're going to take it and say, okay, that's my idea, I can do that myself. How does one safeguard himself or herself in such situations if you might be able to address that?
Right. Well, first of all, the idea is 50% of it, but the rest of it is the human capital and the sweat and the tears associated with making it work. And so I don't worry about people taking my ideas because they don't have the energy and the necessary requirements and the commitment to make it work. And so, I wouldn't be too concerned about someone stealing it. I would go straight ahead, go forward, develop those relationships to help me move this concept forward. And there are business practices that you can put in place, like non-compete agreements, non-disclosure agreements. The lawyers will help you protect your interests as best they can. So I think that you can protect yourself and your idea and move forward. I wouldn't worry about that too much at all. There are documents to help you with that.
Okay. And what if you don't know, like, let's say if a person hasn't lived here for 30 years and you move back here and you don't know all the people. You do know some, but for me to walk into, say, a bank, and these people haven't seen me, they have no clue how I am, who I am, how do I sell myself.
Right.
And sell my idea and get the money that I need to, do what I need to do.
Yeah, 90% of everything we do is on referral. And so either you have the relationship or you have to go on someone else's relationship. And so it's important that we look inside of our church. What I found inside of those churches is every discipline that you might imagine. Well, from whatever trade it is, or whatever financing is requirement, insurance companies, bonding companies, is in that church. And so if you visit with that pastor and you say, this is what I'm trying to do, who in the church has credibility or has done this before that I can talk to? And I would start there. And the pastor himself has the relationship with the banker. Because every Sunday he takes all his money down there and he deposits it in some bank. So he should be able to introduce you to a upper manager in that bank. You got to get beyond the loan officers in the local branches. Every bank has a business manager that manages businesses, and that individual has more leeway, and he has more leverage, and he has more opportunity to help than a loan officer would in a branch. So you got to get beyond that, and then you got to ultimately say, I got to meet the president of this bank. That's who I want to talk to. And I would look inside of that church.
Okay. Okay. I do want to say I listened to Mr. Leroy Walker, and his comments were very helpful as well as yours.
Yeah.
There's some very good information tonight. I don't normally listen to radio a lot, but I happened to tune in tonight, and I was glad I did.
Well, I'm glad you did too. Those of us in business, we live and work and dream and eat this stuff. This is what we do. And so, sharing it is a wonderful thing to be able to do.
Okay, then.
Thank you, Carla. Okay, now, I'm getting ready to wrap it up tonight. I just have so much I want to say and talk about. There's so many individuals that have made a difference out here that you got to spend some time with. Spend some time with Jerry Owens. Meet him. Talk to him about his business endeavors and where he came from and where he went to and all of the things that he's done. Talk to Jerry. He's got that information. I miss Nolan Tate so much with Ajax Distributors. I used to go and sit at his desk and listen, and he would share with me about what he was trying to do. And Cornelius Turner that I mentioned. And go talk to Bill Cooley. Spend some time with him. Understand that. Talk to Art Pullum. Art Pullum, a tremendous business person in this community. Talk to them. Talk to B.T. Jones at MyNat Corporation and talk about them. Understand Sonny Moment and what he meant. Talk to Matt Thomas and Charles Cocker about their business endeavors. Marshall Alexander and the young lady, Miss Carr over there that's working in his firm. Talk to them about that. We have so many people that can help you out here. If you just avail yourself to them, they will help you in any way that they can. I look forward to our continued conversations next week, and everybody have a great evening. Good night.
And then I'll come back and close it. Put this off. Hold on. We're ready. Oh, you gotta wait for them to get off. Okay. So you're still live here. We're just waiting for the other show to end. And then I'm gonna go first, introduce you, and then you.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Again, every Tuesday night from 8 to 9, right here on WNPR 90.1, the voice of the community. The young lady that called asking the question about, being new to the city and everything, I also want to give you just a resource. Check out the Women's Business Center of Mississippi, located on Raymond Road. Their phone number is 601-376-9895. That's exactly what they do. They are a women business center of Mississippi. They can help you and kind of guide you to other resources that may be available for what you're trying to do. This program, again, was underwritten by Next Level Experience right at the Metro Center Mall. Their website is nextleveljxn.com. On Facebook, it's NLE Jackson MS. And again, you can see this program on YouTube at SocratesSpeaks, YouTube.com. We want to share some exciting information about jazz coming at the Next Level Experience starting Thursday, November the 16th. It is really exciting about that. We should have more information and flyers and all of that in the weeks. We also want to give you some